Christian. Bless you. Hello. I got 3 people. I guess we'll wait and see if anyone else shows up. You guys put a comment and let me know who's here. So we'll just wait a couple more minutes to see if some more people are going to log on here. And if you guys, if you could write a comment and let me know who's here, that would be awesome. This is my first time doing this, so I am a little nervous, just so you know. And I might make some mistakes, but that's okay because no one's perfect. All right, so I guess we will get started. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today on this rainy day, and I guess we're going to get some snow in a couple hours. So today we're going to talk about butterflies, but of course we're going to start with our song that we start every story time with. So get your hands up in the air. Are you ready? Open and shut them, open and shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open and shut them, open and shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them, creep them. Right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth, but do not let them in. Open and shut them, open and shut them. To your shoulders fly. Then like little birdies, let them flutter to the sky. Falling, 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 almost to the ground, ground, ground. Quickly pick them up again and turn them round and round. Faster, 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 faster. Slower, 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 slower. Faster, 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 faster. Clap. So that was our song, Open and Shut Them. And I forgot to tell you that we need to grab some supplies. So what we're going to make today is going to be a butterfly, since that's what we're talking about. So you're going to need one heavy piece of cardstock or construction paper. And I was able to find a printout of a butterfly, and I printed it on my paper. But if you've got art skills, I'm pretty sure that you can come up with the shape of a butterfly, and you can do it that way also. So you're going to need a piece of paper with a butterfly on it, or you can cut your butterfly out at the end. You're going to need some paint. You need a paintbrush, a cup with some water, and after it dries, you're going to need some scissors. So let's get started with our first story. So our first story is called Butterflies Fly. It was written by Yvonne Winter and illustrated by Karen Lloyd-Jones. Butterflies fly. Right here on the front page, you can see the stages of the chrysalis when the butterfly comes out. Butterflies fly in a dancing white cloud that covers the fields in a gossamer shroud. That's how butterflies fly. Butterflies move like dancers in step, lavish in ball gowns and Baroque minuet. That's how butterflies fly. Butterflies glide by meandering streams, reflecting the world in colorful dreams. That's how butterflies fly. I think this blue butterfly might be one of my favorites for sure. Butterflies waltz in cloaks that gleam, studded with jade and emerald so green. That's how butterflies fly. Butterflies frolic in the brisk autumn breeze, mingling with colors that fall from the trees. That's when butterflies fly. Butterflies rest on blossoms in spring, while crickets chorus and small birds sing. That's when butterflies fly. Butterflies take wing in the first morning rays, transforming the world with brilliant displays. That's when butterflies fly. And this is a monarch butterfly. These are the butterflies that we usually get at the library in the summertime. Butterflies sip where tree frogs creep, in gullies so gloomy, in shadows so deep. That's where butterflies fly. I think this one looks a lot like a moth. It's amazing how many different kinds of butterflies there are. Butterflies soar in mountains so high, where icy streams flow and peaks touch the sky. That's where butterflies fly. Butterflies settle on leaves beneath trees, camouflaged patterns that mimic and tease. That's where butterflies fly. Butterflies unfold their swallow-tailed wings, bedecked and bejeweled like crowns fit for kings. That's why butterflies fly. Butterflies hover in soft morning light, a fragrant ritual, an amorous flight. That's why butterflies fly. Butterflies dance in crimson gowns, weaving splashes of color to rainforest sounds. That's why butterflies fly. Butterflies paint a palette so bright, a gift to the world, a symphonic flight. That's why butterflies fly. This one's called the Painted Lady. They look a little bit like a monarch. Same colors. And here in the back of our book, we have a full butterfly identification. So it'll tell you the breed of the butterfly, where they come from, how big they are, and a little bit of different information about them. So this is a really, really nice book. Do you guys have any questions or comments about that book? All right. So we'll move on to our next story. And this one is called Waiting for Wings by Lewis Elhart. And you'll see as I start to read this book, this one's a little bit tricky to read because our pages are like kind of tiny. So, but I'll do my best. Waiting for Wings. Out in the fields, eggs are hidden from view. So those little blue dots, I think they're saying are eggs, even though they're not usually blue, but this is just a book. Clinging to leaves with butterfly glue. See, now on this page, they made them yellow. They changed it up a little. Soon caterpillars hatch. They creep and chew. So there's a caterpillar. Each one knows what it must do. And caterpillars have to eat a lot of food to get really big so they can go on their chrysalis. Find a place where winds don't blow. So this here is a chrysalis, and he's actually in the formation of a J, which means that he's getting ready to go into his chrysalis so he can become a butterfly. Then make a case in which to grow. So now he's inside his chrysalis case. Caterpillar changes now begins. And I know for the monarch butterflies, it's between 8 to 15 days that they spend in their chrysalis, but other butterflies probably are a little bit different. Body and wings take shape within. When they get close to hatch, the chrysalis actually turns clear and you can see the butterfly inside. When it's time, each case is torn. Wings unfold, new butterflies are born. And the butterfly that came out of that chrysalis is definitely a monarch butterfly. They pump their wings, get ready to fly. Then hungry butterflies head for the sky, looking for flowers with nectar to eat. They catch a whiff of something sweet. They follow that fragrant scent of perfume until they find our garden in bloom. We've been waiting for wings. We watch them circle, land on their feet. Unroll their tongues and begin to eat. After being in that chrysalis for that time, they're definitely hungry. They dip and sip. Then fly away back home to the fields. They have eggs to lay. So then in the back of this book, we also have a couple descriptions of the butterflies that were in this book. And they also tell you, they show you a picture of what their cocoon looked like and their caterpillar and the specific type of food they like to eat. And I do know, since I've been doing so much with monarch butterflies, that the monarch butterflies that come here to Northeast Pennsylvania, they fly all the way from Mexico, and it takes them 4 generations to get here to Northeast Pennsylvania. And then we go out and we collect the caterpillars and we bring them inside and we feed them and we watch them grow, and then eventually we release them. So I'm hoping that this summer we'll still be able to do that. And even if we can't do it in person, I'll have to find a way to do it live so you guys can still participate and still see just the amazingness of the butterfly's life and all of that. So did anyone have any questions about any of the books? Any comments? Anything? All right. So I have 2 more books that we can read. This next book I'm going to read is probably going to look a little bit familiar. So it's called Planting a Rainbow. And it looks familiar because it's the same author of the book I just read. So the pictures are very similar. So there's all these beautiful flowers on both the front and the back of the book. And the author and the illustrator is Lois Elhert. And one more little tip that I wanted to give you guys. So I know I've been doing a lot of research about monarch butterflies because I've been raising them at the library, and I do know that monarch butterflies particularly love purple flowers. So I've been trying to plant a lot of special flowers that butterflies like. We have a butterfly garden we're beginning to plant at the library. And I've been trying to find lots of purple flowers because that's what attracts them the most. I'm going to take this cover right off of here. It's flopping in the wind on me. Planting a Rainbow. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow. In the fall, we buy some bulbs and plant them in the ground. So over here, we got an orange tiger lily bulb. And they actually show you what the bulbs look like. This is a pretty neat book. A red tulip bulb. An orange tulip bulb, which looks the same. A daffodil. A blue hyacinth. A purple crocus. That's a pretty tiny one compared to the others. And a purple beaded iris. That one kind of looks like a root. That's a lot different. We order seeds from catalogs and wait all winter long. So they're going to order some phlox, morning glories, zinnias, some asters, which is definitely a flower that monarch butterflies like, the cornflower, the marigold, and the daisy. For spring to warm the soil and sprout the bulbs. So here's our tulip. It's just starting to come out of the ground. Both our tulips, our red tulip and our orange tulip. There's our daffodil coming out of the ground. There's the hyacinth. There's the crocus. Crocuses are one of the first flowers that come up in the spring in our area. Here's another tulip. Another tulip. There's all kinds of varieties of tulips. There's a daffodil. There's a hyacinth. And there is the crocus. So they had 2 crocuses on here. I thought I missed one. Then it's time to go to the garden center to select some seedlings. So they got their little wheelbarrow and it's all full. So here is a rose bush, which we know has thorns. So you can see those thorns on there. They have a poppy, a delphinium, violet plant, pansy, a fern. They grow wild out in the world. You'll see them if you go for a walk out in the woods. A lot of times they're in the shade where it's a little bit cool. And a carnation. They got a lot of nice flowers. We sow the seeds and set out the plants in soil. And I love how they use these popsicle sticks to mark all their things so they know where everything is. So they got a tiger lily, a daisy, a phlox, and aster, which some of these are seeds and some of them are roots. All plants are kind of a little bit different. And down here we have a rose, the violet, the carnation, and the delphinium. And over on this page, marigold seeds, zinnia seeds, morning glory seeds. They grow a lot like a vine. If you have like a trellis or something, they like to climb up that. Cornflower seeds, those are really tiny. The iris, which looks like a root. You got the fern down here, pansy, and the poppy. and watch the rainbow grow. Look at how big those plants got. A lot of them are almost ready to bloom, and some of them are they've even bloomed just a little bit. And grow. And grow. That's a beautiful garden. I love all the different colors they have in their garden. We have some red flowers. So here's some different red flowers. There's a tulip, carnations, and a rose. Those are beautiful reds. And we have orange flowers, another tulip, a zinnia, a tiger lily, and a poppy. And some yellow blooms, daisy, marigold, and lots of different daffodils. Daffodils come in so many varieties. Pretty much all of them are yellow, but they're all a little bit different. We grow something green. There's the ferns. Ferns are all green. They don't get any flowers. They just stay nice and green. And some blue flowers. Morning glories, delphinium, hyacinth, and cornflowers. So in this picture, you can see how the morning glories are definitely growing like a vine. And some purple flowers too. A crocus, phlox, iris, violets, asters, and a pansy. There's lots of different purple flowers on that page. All summer long, we pick them and bring them home. So they made a beautiful bouquet. Maybe they're going to give it to their mom for Mother's Day. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have a favorite flower out of that book or a favorite color flower maybe? All right, so I have one more story to read, and then we can work on our craft, making our butterfly. So this last story is called Allison's Zinnia by Anita Lobel. And I do have to tell you before I start reading this, some of these flower names are a little bit tricky. So I'm going to do my best, but if I say them wrong, don't get upset with me. Allison's Zinnia. Allison acquired an amaryllis for Beryl. So there's an amaryllis. A lot of times you'll see them around Christmas time. That's usually when they bloom too. Christmas or Easter a lot of times. Beryl bought a begonia for Crystal. There's begonias. Kind of like an orange-red color. Crystal cut a chrysanthemum for Dawn. So there's a chrysanthemum. Sometimes they're just called mums. You see them a lot in the fall. Dawn dug a daffodil for Emily. There's a daffodil. I have beautiful daffodils right now outside my garden. Lots of them. They're one of my favorite flowers. Emily earned an Easter lily for Florence. So there's an Easter lily. Lilies are also a flower that there are so many varieties of lilies, different colors, different shapes, lots of them. Florence found a forget-me-not for Gloria. There's a pretty blue forget-me-nots. Gloria grew a Galleria for Heather. That's one I'm not sure how to say. Some flowers I haven't even heard of, and I know quite a few. Heather hosed a hyacinth for Irene. A lot of times you can find these. They sell them around Easter time. They come in pinks, purples, and yellows, and they are super fragrant. If you buy one and you bring it in your house, your whole house is going to smell like perfume. Irene inked an iris for Jane. There's an iris. Jane jarred a Jack in the Pulpit for Kathleen. Kathleen kept a calmia for Leslie. I never heard of that flower before. Leslie left a lady slipper for Marissa. Those flowers, I guess they say they're kind of shaped like a little ballet slipper. That's why they call them a lady slipper. Marissa misted a magnolia for Nancy. They grow on a big bush, magnolias. It's almost like a tree, how big they get. Nancy noticed a narcissus for Olga. So those are called narcissus. They're part of the daffodil family, so they're very similar to a daffodil. Sometimes people call daffodils narcissus also. Olga ordered an orchid for Paulette. There's an orchid. Paulette plucked a peony for Queenie. Those are another flower that are extremely perfumey. If you cut them and bring them in your house, the same thing. My mom she has 2 huge peony bushes in her house, and I would always go out and smell them. And funny, a lot of times you even see a lot of ants crawling on the peonies, so they must be very sweet also. Queenie quilted a Quaker lady for Regina. That flower is called a Quaker lady. Regina raised a rose for Susan. Susan searched for a sweet William for Tina. Tina tended a tulip for Ursula. Ursula uprooted an urtica for Virginia. Never heard of that plant either. Virginia veiled a violet for Wendy. Violets grow wild pretty much most places. You don't have to go buy them. Wendy washed a water lily for Xantippia. That's a very different name too. I guess I had to find a name to start with an X. Xantippia X a xanthium for Yolanda. There's a xanthium. Yolanda yanked a yucca for Zena. I actually have a plant in my yard that I wasn't sure what it was called, and somebody just told me it was a yucca, but mine has never bloomed. So I don't know, maybe this year, maybe I'll finally get a bloom. Zena zeroed in on a zinnia for Allison. So there's our zinnias. The end, all the way from A through Z with all of our flowers. Okay, so is everyone ready to make a butterfly craft? Do you have your cardstock paper, maybe construction paper, just something a little bit thicker so it can hold some paint? If you try using like computer paper, the paint's going to seep right through and it's probably going to be kind of hard to do anything with. So I have mine here, and I printed half of a butterfly on mine because I'm not very artistic and I wasn't sure I could cut it out nicely. So I got mine at thecrafttrain.com, but like I said before, I think if anyone has pretty good art skills, you could definitely just paint on your paper and cut out your butterfly template afterward. So who's going to paint with me? Who do I have that's going to paint? Anyone? Write a comment down below so I can see you guys. So I've got a lot of different colors here for my butterfly. It's probably not going to look much like a real butterfly. The patterns of real butterflies, I'm sure, have a purpose, probably to help them blend in so they don't get eaten by prey, stuff like that. But the colors I'm putting on my butterfly, they're not going to blend in very well. I like bright, pretty colors. I'm just getting my paint out here so I can start painting my butterfly. I'm going to put some stripes on here. And when you paint it, you're only going to paint on one side. So I'm only painting on this side here with my template. And I gave it a good fold in the middle before I started painting. So after it's wet, I don't have a hard time folding it. Because once we paint it, then we're going to fold it in half So both sides of our, when we open it up, both sides of our butterfly are going to look the same. And that is called symmetry. I could sit here and paint all day. Painting makes me happy. So I'm just putting some random dots, stripes, different patterns on here. A little bit of green. I like that one green butterfly in the book. I've never seen a butterfly like that. A lot of those butterflies in the first book, I think, were in different like tropical places. We don't get butterflies quite that colorful around here. We mainly get like yellows, maybe kind of blues, but not really bright blues. Monarchs, swallowtails, those are all butterflies we see in our area. Just going to add a couple more colors here to my butterfly, and then I'll fold it in half and show you guys what it's going to look like. I added a lot of color. It's definitely going to be colorful, that's for sure. So I'll show you what it looks like before I fold it. So I just added some random stripes and some circles. And now I'm going to fold it in half gently. I'm not going to squish it too much, just kind of gently fold it. And I'm going to open it up. And there's my butterfly. So now I've just got to let this sit and dry. And once it's dry, I'm going to cut it. So we made an example earlier, Peyton and I. So here's the one that we made. We just put dots on this one. You could always go back and you could draw on it. You could add some googly eyes. You could add some antennas if you want. Maybe you could turn this into a Mother's Day card. Keep it folded in half. Write a little message to your mom. All right. Did anyone have any other comments, questions, anything? All right. So I think we'll do our goodbye song now. So put your hand up and we're going to get ready. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope that I get to see you at the library very soon. Keep tuning into our page to watch our videos, and maybe I'll do some more live stuff for sure in the future. So I hope you have a great day. Bye.